Well, I would like to talk about one of my friends' success, which happened 1 year ago. If I'm not mistaken, it goes back to 10 years ago when four of my friends and I decided to take part in diverse range of professional classes to learn how to play chess. I mean that different tactics and strategies were really important at that time to start this difficult play. Although at first it might seem that chess is a simple sport and it happens just through some fingers movements, but movements little by little we understand that it is really difficult, and a very simple mistake can translate into our failure. So, have a very good coach and taking advantage of good classes can be really helpful in this respect. No need to mention that the most important things is hard working, and one of my friend really showed stamina and perseverance in this way. Her hard working has been admirable toward this success, and I can tell you that many nights she stayed awake in order to work on this play because she had set a very realistic and good goal in to gain a medal for her country. Eventually, 1 year ago, she could enter a match which was held in Baku. This match was worldwide, and fortunately, she could gain a silver medal for our country. All of us proud of her because she could present a very good picture of our country, and just her could succeed in our group. Never before had I seen such a serious and serious person who has a very this much great stamina and perseverance. Perseverance.
I would like to speak about my sister, who is my best friend actually. She could get a scholarship from one of the best university of Europe, actually Amsterdam University for PhD degree. To continue her educational program in such a developed country. As you know, all the people who want to continue their educational program in another country, especially in developed country, suffer so many difficulties to get ready for this situation, and my sister was no exception. She had to work outside to save money, and she had to study for IELTS exam and do her thesis in a master degree. She did all of this work at the same time, in the same time. And because of that, she suffered so many things, and I was proud of her because of her success. As you know, I believe this success is very precious for everyone. And me myself, I hope to earn this success for myself.
I would like to describe about one of my friends who shows me that hardworking make positive result, and we should follow our dreams to come true. She's name is Mariam. She is my friend from bachelor period. After our graduation, she started to study English to be ready for IELTS exam. She's been studying for 6 months, and after getting a great score in IELTS exam, uh, she started to apply for top universities in Canada. After a while, she could get a great get a course with a great and popular tutor and with a great amount of fund. You know what? I'm really proud of her. And I always try to be hardworking as her to to uh, mm, get my dream. Get my dream to come true. And you know what, she never upset, or she never give up. And after 1 year she could stand in the best position. She always wants to be there.
As a matter of fact, some of my friends have great accomplishments. And now I'd like to share with you the success story of one of them, namely Mariam. A person once said, I've never seen a successful person with an easy past. And the same is true of Mariam. I knew Mariam since we were studying at high school. I still can remember the first day that she came to our class, a shy girl with worn out clothes. And maybe that was the reason that most of the students were not eager to be friends with her. But honestly, I happened to like her and I made friendship with her, and since the moment our friendship was born, we've been intimate friends back in 15 years ago. And as time went on, I realized that she was really intelligent and hardworking. She always tried her best um, she always tried to do her best with doing our assignments, taking exams, and everything related to our studying. And at the end of the fourth year of high school, when same as other Iranian students, we took the entrance exam of universities, I heard that surprisingly she had accepted in one of the top medicine schools of Iran, and it's made me up to maximum happy. And I'm really proud of her because her poverty never made her feel inferior to other students and never could keep her back. And fortunately, in the end, her effort paid off.
To be honest, I have several favorite friends, but today I'm going to talk about one of the most faithful and loyal one, who I can call her my bosom buddy. Her name is Sarah, and we got to know each other from university. And also, we have been friends for over 14 years. I'm just gonna share the story of an extraordinary achievement which has been implemented by her about 2 years ago. Moving abroad and continuing postgraduate studies were among her lifetime ambitions. So she put a lot of time and energy, and did her best. And actually, I could say she put her heart and soul into it, and she finally could get admitted to Michigan State University in the United States. What impressed me most was that she was fully funded by US government, which was really excellent. Anyway, on her way to United States, there were several stumbling blocks, including visa regulations and being away from her family. But she was determined to continue under any circumstances, and also eventually, she overcome all the obstacles on her way, and now she's in the United States. As her close friend, I take pride of her not only because she has turned into a prominent scientist, one of the prominent scientists in US, but also she lived the life she always dreamed about it.
I know Mina from childhood. She's a good friend of mine. She studied mechanical engineering as a bachelor student, and after that, she was very eager to change her field to mathematics, and so she changed her field for master. She ranked first in the entrance exam for universities in Yuan, and I was very proud of her because she put a lot of time to succeed, and she was very passionate about mathematics. So she changed her career, she changed her life based on this decision, and she spent a lot of time in library studying. Although she had to work at that time, she spent the rest of her time study mathematics, the lessons that she hadn't studied before in university. She's very hardworking, and I'm proud of her because she followed her dream, and now she's a student in Urbana-Champaign University in America, and this is very huge because she wants to pursue her um, passion and her decision to the highest level possible, because she wants to be a professor in a well-known university, and it's very fabulous, I think. And to be honest, I think she sacrificed a lot of things to achieve her goal.
Well, if I want to talk about one of my friends' achievements, which really made me so proud, feel so proud of, I can definitely go with when he got employed as an interior designer in a well-known studio, which he always dreamed about since he was a child. Um, of course, everyone has several goals in their lives, regardless of how realistic and how big they are. I believe it's important to take time to celebrate each success in your goal setting process. And, it will build your confidence and make it easier to accomplish your next targets and launch you on a path of success. Uh, of course, entering the university and graduation are of the best accomplishments of every individual, but for him, as he was a shy guy who has trouble finding a job, uh, it was working as an interior designer in a studio that he likes, which really was important. It's not that the graduation and academic stuff are of less importance. I don't mean it at all. It's just that every person's goals in life are unique, and there are miscellaneous kinds of aim, but that is this unicity that makes the world as beautiful as it is right now. Anyway, getting back to our story, I remember that after he got his first salary, he invited his beloved ones, including his family members and friends, to a dinner party. And we just had a wonderful night spending together, chatting, mingling, and playing different kinds of board games and card ones. It was actually a night to remember, and I'm wondering how some people can just forget about what they had been at the first point when they reached to what they had set their targets for.
I think everyone has the ability to succeed in whatever they want, and it won't be achieved unless you put sincere efforts on what you do.
I'm going to talk about one of my successful friends and explain why I am proud of him. This friend of mine is actually my father, and I've always looked up to my father, and he is my best friend. When my father was young, that is to say, his early 20s, he moved to Tehran because he got accepted in one of highest ranked universities in Tehran, Amir Kabir University. So he moved to Tehran alone in order to continue his studies. And he was very eager to finish his bachelor's degree, and he received his bachelor's degree. He was at the top of his class, and he performed very well in those 4 years. But because he was alone in Tehran, he faced some difficulties. He had financial problems, so he had to work his way through life, and at the same time, he supported his family and sent money back to his family. Uh, um, and of course that is not something easy for someone to do, to both study and work at the same time. um, I am proud of my father because I think he has overcome many difficulties and difficult situations in his life, and that he always trusted in himself, and he always advises me to do the same, to trust in myself, and empower other people, and that we as humans are capable of anything if we just try.
Well, I'm gonna be talking about a friend's success that really influenced me. You know what? Our friendship dates back about 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, when we both were taking a course in meteorology. My first impression of him was that he was aggressive and hardworking. You know what? We were supposed to study to take the exams. He started to hit the books. It wasn't as easy as pie. He used to study in a cramped house. You know what? We were so lazy, though. But the reason that made him study that much was that he wanted to be a goody goody to impress our boss. Fortunately, after a month, he was given a mint. It was an answer to his prayers. So he deserved it. You know what? I admire him in many ways, and although I really like him, I was green with envy. In fact, he exceeded our boss's expectations. You know what? To put it in a nutshell, I should mention again that he deserved it really, and I think I should have studied that much instead of him. But it seems to me easier said than done.
Daniel, my bosom buddy from back in the day, high school, was most of the time in his little bar in his father's house, trying to mix stuff, especially booze, in order to make his dream come true, becoming the best bartender ever. and he actually kind of made it back in the day 2010 after a long time and a uphill suffer and difficulty that he faced. He got to be the best bartender ever in the best bartender award in the U.S. And it was such a breakthrough for him because being with alcoholic stuff and making cocktails and pounding it 24/7 was his jam, and he was toward he was gravitated toward these things, this stuff through his uncles. They were and are they've been living in Miami for a long time, and they've been working in pubs or owning pubs and taverns and Palm Beach. And it was I think the toughest part of this long journey for him was the language barrier and homesickness, because he's been away for better part of a year right now, and he made it because he was so good at insisting on stuff, not giving up on his dreams, and then he finally made it. And he came from a poor background. This is another kind of why I really take pride in being of him making this breakthrough and being a friend of mine. He came from a pretty poor background and could, build his empire from the scratch finally, which is a great thing. It's the sickest thing I've ever heard of.
So I want to talk about a friend. I've known her for maybe like 10 years. And so basically, what she did was she showed persistence and perseverance, and she was very brave, and she stood against her dad. And her dad had this very rigid belief system, and he always forced her to have strict hijab, and but that was not who my friend was. And I mean, how long are you going to live other people's life, and how long are you trying to make other people happy? You have to live your life. So even though I am kind of religious, I would totally support what my friend did. I mean, this poor girl went through an unimaginable ordeal trying to keep everyone happy. And you know how when you take a step back, everybody takes like multiple steps forward, and sometimes you think to yourself like enough is enough. I am standing for what I believe in, and I'm doing this. I will find my voice, and I will tell them that this is not the life I want. So, I'm super proud of this friend, and now she is living the life as a liberated woman, and I think she's happy. We don't talk much, we don't meet much, but I'm following her on Instagram, and I can see that she's living the life the way she told me she wanted her life to be, and that makes me very happy that she could just break free from such an abusive upbringing and whatnot.